Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a little different because when we shot the Hamilton video, we encountered some problems when it comes to the video. So apologies for the technical difficulties for this one. We're just going to present this one as an audio podcast. So lie down, wear your headphones, enjoy the podcast. Next video is going to be fully video and audio. Shooting Afterlife was extremely fun. We're going to release that with a separate blooper video as well. And we hope to see you then. Enjoy the video. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our newest video, now titled, What a Picture. So today, our topic is the hit show turned movie, Hamilton. So, what did you think of Hamilton?
It was a great musical.
Great musical, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What about the story?
Yeah, we have like some controversial opinions.
Yeah, trigger warning to some
Yeah.
fellow American friends. We love you guys, but this was rough.
Yeah.
All right, so as you may know, Hamilton was shot in 2016 and was released as a stage film, kind of, and it was just recently released in Disney Plus, so that the most elite of Broadway is not the only people who can watch Hamilton. Now it's the still kind of elite, but people who can afford Disney Plus, people, only unless you
The
piracy,
average guy.
which we do not support. We do not support piracy, by the way. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about this. So this was 2 hours and 40 minutes. It was sort of an epic, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a saga of Hamilton, becoming the man he is. And,
Or what people think of
yeah.
how he is, would like to think.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like he was the underrated founding father, what
Yeah.
I told you.
Sort of the underdog
Yeah.
of sorts.
And he wasn't as much known as the other ones, so,
Yeah.
it's a view to his life as a musical.
Yeah, I think like Lin-Manuel Miranda talked about how he wanted to shed some light into the underrated story of Hamilton, sort of. I mean, I saw in a lot of articles that it was inspired by a lot of biographies about Alexander Hamilton, and of course George Washington was also looked into his biographies and stuff. Anyway, Alexander Hamilton, this guy in the show, he is described as sort of, would you say he's an idealist of sorts?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. And
That's why he doesn't like Aaron Burr so much, Because
Yeah.
he doesn't have any ideals. He's just there to get
no
what-
principles at all.
He's just there to get what's some others people's,
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to be in
I mean, he likes him as a friend, Alvin.
He wants to be in the room where it happens.
But he likes Aaron Burr as a friend, or he did at least at first.
At first they were, sharing some kind of ideals, I guess.
Yeah, let's just let's
like
just
when they're
save
getting rid of the
America
British,
from. Yeah, let's
The
save.
hilarious King George, but where he
Oh,
comes
God.
up, walks real feminine, and he just
Jesus.
he's like really pompous. He goes like this, and
They're
he
showing
was
him.
funny. They made him like really
He
funny.
was, but it's.
But they made really fun of him, so But royals, What
But
can you
it's
do?
very problematic, isn't it? Because not because we're just insulting this king from England. That's not the problem. The problem is they're showing him like the idiot, and he's drooling all over, and he has
He
a.
might be. We don't know. We wasn't there. We wasn't in the room where it happened. Who knows?
Yeah, but like they're showing. We're seeing like these founding fathers of America as these super confident and cool and really
Not all of them.
noble
them.
people.
Not all of them. They show their sins a little bit. There's a line in the musical where it says that will come for sinners and saints.
Fair
You know.
enough. Fair
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, but they wanted to make fun of him. So that was I think that was on point. They wanted to do.
I mean, it's kind of weird for me because this is not as clear cut of a Revolution as like the French Revolution or everything. You can show
Well, the French Revolution, man, don't
was
get it.
it was much more like the
Revolutionary.
yeah.
No, it wasn't, man. It didn't reach any of his ideals, though. They didn't achieve like anything in the long run. They did, but in the short run, they didn't achieve anything in the French Revolution. So
Yeah, but no, my point was that you can show like people like Marie Antoinette and the nobles around her
Yeah.
as these drooling and rich and disgusting people, while showing the poor of the.
Well, I
you
get
could
your
do
point.
that in like a musical, but in
It's
like
like the common folk getting what's theirs, but in this, it's like white, mostly rich Americans getting what.
slavers.
Yeah, not all of them, but yeah, most of them.
Yeah.
Getting what, they're getting off the taxation of the British.
Yeah,
So
let's,
this is like
let's just be free of the taxation,
Yeah, and they wanted their own free, capitalist world.
Well,
That's when we go to capitalism. Like it's the Alexander Hamilton special. You
Yeah.
know,
he has his face on the $10 bill.
I guess we can say like basically, not literally, but basically he is the like founding father of the modern capitalism in America. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You-
Even like Thomas Jefferson says in the musical. So he says like, oh, he made such a great economic thing.
I couldn't get
couldn't-
rid of it if I tried.
Yeah.
And I tried.
And I tried. Oh, David Diggs was great though.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, he was amazing.
Yeah.
He was like one of, if not the best part of the
but
musical.
he was
in
a
my
rapper.
opinion.
He was
I mean,
a rapper.
Lin-Manuel Miranda, he's a musical genius, don't get me wrong.
But
But
the rap parts with David Diggs though, he was like
He
spitting
stole the
he was
show.
spitting bars, man.
and yeah,
he was pretty good in blind spotting too. We're gonna do that soon too.
Yeah, that's on
Yeah.
the list, you guys. Stay tuned.
It's more relatable to our, that movie is more relatable to the situations that's happening in America now
Yeah.
with the Black Lives Matter
Yeah.
movement. Yeah.
But we digress.
Yeah.
David Diggs was a scene stealer,
Yeah.
and I would actually like to
Both as Lafayette and as Thomas
Thomas
Jefferson.
Jefferson. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, because they kind of reused a lot of their actors in certain points, which is a
Yeah.
smart thing to do. Can't really do that in like a movie, but
And you need really great makeup for that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it happens, but
Yeah. Was it the Adam Sandler movie, the Jack and Jill?
Oh, don't even get me started on
I just compared Jack and Jill to Hamilton.
Jesus. But okay,
Let's get to
speaking
hate
of,
now.
I would like to give an honorable mention to Chris Jackson as George Washington. Like, they really did their best to try to make a person like George Washington a really compelling and interesting character. They try to make him like a mentor to Hamilton. Oh, I went through the same phases as you. I was as ambitious and...
He basically calls him son.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he calls him son.
Don't call me son.
Yeah, he throws him away. He tells him to go to home now.
That kind of reminds me of
This is the
Indiana
grown
Jones.
man stuff.
Like in the third Indiana Jones, his father's like, "Oh, Junior, don't call me Junior." That kind of reminds me of that.
He gets mad.
Yeah,
But he gets sent to home now.
yeah, but yeah, there's some sort of like mentor and apprentice relationship there.
Yeah, and in the first founding, in the first years of the United States, it's pretty clear that Alexander Hamilton is the second man behind George Washington.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
With great
Chris
power
Jackson
comes
really-
great responsibility,
But yeah, Chris Jackson. I would like to talk a little bit about his statements. I did a little bit of research. I was just wondering where he's from, but I saw a lot of articles about how he wasn't really comfortable, not too comfortable while he was playing George Washington.
Well, he did have a lot of slaves
Yeah.
at Mount Vernon,
And him being a black person, he wasn't really comfortable with playing someone who owned
Had a lot of slaves. Yeah, at
slaves,
Mount
primarily African American slaves.
Well, most of them were there, in America.
Yeah.
Most of them were black.
And there was this part at the end where he's like, I can't keep doing this. He was talking to the director, and the director said like, what could make you feel comfortable about the role he's playing. And they basically added this part at the end. I don't think they included that in the film. I'm gonna get to that in a second, but when they're talking about raising funds for the Washington Monument and stuff, Eliza kind of drops in real quick and says talks about how they're against slavery and stuff. And at the side, when they're talking about the Washington Monument, we see George Washington walking away from that statement in shame. It's supposed to imply that he knew about the sins that he was committing.
I don't think that's real.
And I mean, it's the way.
That's romanticizing slavery, basically,
Yeah, as if he had all the power and didn't do anything about it, and he was ashamed of it. And that was just, in my opinion, that was just a
bit too inconsiderate, maybe.
No, what I mean is that it's clear that the director only added that part in to make Chris Jackson feel better about the role he was playing. It was a director's tactic, sort of.
Yeah, but I don't think we saw that scene, where he walked away in the movie.
I think it was because there was a close-up of Eliza saying it, but we didn't see George Washington kind of walking away from that statement. They just stayed on the close-up of Eliza, unless I'm misremembering.
But I don't remember that scene either. So.
If you're going to include that sort of shame in that story, make that clearer.
But
because I mean,
I think he didn't.
It's
want
not
to make
enough.
I didn't think he wanted to make another white guilt average history story. Yeah, he wanted to make it like a saga, but he kind of brushed over the bad parts. Let's say not even bad, like evil parts, and so
I said this yesterday when talking to a few of my friends, and I said that the music and the choreography, it's
top notch,
amazing, and especially the rap battle parts.
Yeah,
with David Diggs.
At the Senate they're just dropping bars.
That was amazing.
Yeah, really,
and it was very creative too, because there were scenes where the room was turning and stuff, and they were just rapping and spinning.
That's Broadway.
But they were rapping and spinning the Declaration of Independence, and the Constitution and everything. Those parts were so creative, and I really appreciate that.
No, the Declaration of Independence was really creative, God. Yes.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant at all.
Oh.
But besides that, it would be I've been seeing a lot of news about take down Confederate statues, take down statues of Christopher Columbus. They're problematic. And here's the thing: if we can't overlook a piece of art that either honors or makes us remember people like those Confederate leaders, and if you can't overlook that and appreciate it as an art, which you shouldn't, in my opinion, they're terrible people. Then if that's the case, then you shouldn't glorify somebody like Hamilton in a musical. But
it's the founding fathers of the state, and
but
it's a pretty young state, so there have been a lot of, as I said, there have been a lot of sins, and there have been a lot of demons, we can say,
but
evil people and saints also.
But you know what? I don't think we saw much of the sins and
it was highly
guilt.
romanticized.
I mean, as you said, we don't want to see another white guilt show either. But it's not something to romanticize and glorify either. It's a double-edged sword.
They made it seem like infidelity was something like that was, that just happens,
Absolutely.
You don't cheat on your wife for no reason.
I mean, I saw this kind of through line both Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton, if you love her, then you can cheat. And no.
Yeah, Theodosia, the British officer's wife.
No. What are you doing? Yeah, and you see with Alexander Hamilton and, what was her name? Mariah Reynolds? That's
Mariah.
Yeah.
Mariah Reynolds, yeah.
Yeah, we see that what?
Yeah, she basically comes to her, comes to his house and is saying oh, my husband beats me, and he's really mistreating me, he's mistreating me, and I need some money to get to my friends in New York, and he like gives her the money and escorts her to, you know, her house and lays with her.
What does that tell you?
And it stays like, oh, yeah, she opened her leg and I just fell. It just happened. You didn't want to do
Have
it.
some damn self-control, man.
Then it's, you know, then it's like, oh, he goes on cheating at his own house when his wife, you know, leaves him, you know, to go to her parents.
I mean, I know we're two like super young
Yeah,
people,
but you know, infidelity doesn't go. Infidelity doesn't go. You know, no, not acceptable. It's not a, you know.
Would we be so weak against
I wouldn't
someone
know.
else's legs or whatever?
Yeah, we
Maybe
wouldn't-
you would.
Well, come on, man.
You wouldn't. You have
Yeah,
integrity.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. That's not me.
Hamilton
That's
doesn't.
not you either. Yeah, Hamilton does. But you know, we wouldn't know if, you know, as an adult life, we can't say that. We can't say for sure we would done that. But now, you know we didn't do it now. But we can't say for the future. I just hope we can stay righteous in the future.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. And you know what he does is shown as like it's a romanticized, as I say.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
that's you know, that's a really bad thing to do.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it's clear that
it's
both-
victimization.
yeah, it's clear that both Eliza and Angelica loves him, but Angelica, is it Angelica, right?
I think it is. Yeah.
And
She was played by Renee Elise Goldberg.
the woman from Altered Carbon, yeah. So, you know, she loves him, but she leaves him to her sister because she loves him so much, and she loves her sister even more.
That's
but
good.
then he goes on and cheats on them both. Like it's basically cheated on two people. Even if you didn't have a romantic relationship with them,
Yeah.
you do have a relationship. You do have a
disrespect her.
responsibility.
You disrespect both of them.
Yeah, man, come on. It's like not gonna pass. No.
Yeah, and the victimization really didn't work. I mean, the victimization and the over-dramatization. So it felt like a Turkish soap opera.
Yeah. Then his son dies, and then she kind of forgives him,
Like-
for some reason.
It's just emotional exploitation, and it really. I mean, everything is
As
emotional
we said, man,
exploitation if you look at it
it's
from a
an
certain
epic.
point of view.
It's much of an epic than a.
But like,
history show.
it really didn't work for me.
Yeah, as we both say, it's much more an epic than it is, you know.
Historical documentary.
Yeah, or you know,
whatever.
real life thing. It just happens, you know.
But even
You
if
know,
it's not a
with
documentary,
all Ehrenberg, you know, always, you know, on the outside rim, always feeling, so, you know.
shows like this, it just gives the impression of, oh, these people were, you know, perfect idealists and shit, and.
Yeah, but that's what people want to see in their founding fathers. You know?
Yeah,
oh,
but
they
when
were
you-
really great people who did really great things. They weren't human. They were just like great people, you know. They're
Yeah,
just
but if you're-
romanticizing
I mean,
things.
sure. If you're gonna if you're gonna jerk off these people, then go ahead and jerk off these people. But,
Yeah, some of them were evil too.
but if you're gonna talk about, death doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. If you're gonna include themes like that, delve deeper into the sins. Delve deeper into the guilt of these people. Delve deeper into the shame of these people. If you're going to delve into that,
I
even
mean,
then, it
they
would be a
kinda
problematic
did, but
thing.
they
but
passed
at-
over it. You know, after his son died.
like in my opinion, that's why it fails as a story. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it automatically fails as a historical thing. If they followed my
You know,
suggestion,
like,
it would fail as a
but
historical
he did, you know,
interpretation.
You see, like he realized his mistake after his son died, and he was like, after his son died, and he needed to, you know, realize his mistake when Thomas Jefferson and the other guy, I forgot his name, Madison something.
James Madison.
Maybe, yeah, James Madison, maybe. I'm not perfectly sure, but, you know, when they, you know, come to his house to, you know, kind of extort him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, he realized it then, like, what happened after all the time, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of a weak point there. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And again, as I said, even if you completely ignore the historical aspects, if you're going to include themes of sins and dealing with shame and guilt, don't just brush over them. Don't just go, oh, we're going to include some subtle hints. No, that's not enough. That's not a story.
No. Yeah, you should have shown the redemption part maybe more.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when he gets shot by Aaron Burr, which seems like he's a friend of, you know, they're both friends, but they fell apart at some point.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Because, you know, Alexander Hamilton just like, you know, endorses his enemy, his rival.
Yeah, because
against
Aaron Burr
his
doesn't
friend.
have any principle. All he wants, he's just power
That's
hungry.
what he
just
says.
wants this,
But Alexander
yeah.
Hamilton did cheat on his wife. And
Yeah.
he was kind of, you know, he was
He betrayed his own
He was really
principles.
ambitious to the point, you know.
he betrays his own principles, and nobody really calls out his hypocrisy or anything.
Yeah.
All Aaron Burr says, like, oh,
Aaron
I just
Burr
want to be in
wants-
the room.
Yeah, he wants to be really powerful. He just want to be in the room. Yeah, he wants to be a president.
It just felt
He
so
can't be a president, though.
shallow to me. So shallow, and it uses so many cheap emotional exploitation.
Yeah, but the Aaron Burr part was pretty well played, you know. Yeah, I liked it, you know.
In my opinion, it fell a little bit flat. They could have gone a bit more complex with it.
Yeah, but you know, he's always, you know, I want to be in the room where it happens, you know, and he shows out his emotions a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that shows the power of, you know, music and lyrics. Then.
Yeah.
Another thing I'll add is that, Lin-Manuel Miranda is a musical genius, and seriously, it's amazing. Like, even if, as we have really destroyed the story of this show, even if you absolutely hate it, which we don't, we're just criticizing it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the shooting part was pretty well played. You know, yeah, it says like 10, 9, 8. You know, they were pretty counting.
Yeah.
And they showed, you know, both
good build-up.
Yeah,
good build-up.
Both him and his son kind of died a honorable death.
Yeah.
They didn't really want to kill another human, even though Alexander Hamilton did fight in a war. So, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to murder someone. I guess if it's in war, it's acceptable.
Yeah, I think so.
But still, you know, he didn't want to murder a friend. So, you know, they couldn't, you know, hash out their issues. They just, like, you know, resorted to shooting, and it was bad. You know, Aaron Burr didn't feel good about it either after he killed him. He ended his political career, and, you know, he felt like shit afterwards. Like, at least they made him look like he felt like shit. He was like, oh my, what the fuck have I done? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, and he, you know, shoots upstairs. Upstairs, yeah, he shoots the guy upstairs, the neighbor. Yeah, he shoots up to, you know, symbolize. He shoots up to symbolize that he's an honorable man and he doesn't want to kill another people, you know. But the other guy, like, pew, he just like, pew, he's gone.
Yeah.
And he also, like, his Sean Gus dies the same way, which is a little bit ironic.
Yeah, I think that part was a creative addition, I think.
Yeah, but it's in the history too, you know.
Yeah.
It's at least, you know, it says his son pointed up too. So, you know, I think it also says George Ecker also pointed, you know, up or something, so...
So, after we completely demolished this hit Broadway show that everybody loves, what are your final thoughts?
Please don't hate us. So, the choreography was amazing, so I'll go like 10. The music were maybe like, I'll go to an 11. Mostly due to David
I would agree
Brooks.
with that.
And I will give this story a 3. So, yeah, thumbs up to 7 on average, which is a good rating for me.
Well,
You know, it's worth watching for all people, you know, because of the musical and the choreography. You know, it's really fun to watch. But if you're like a history freak like me, and you want some, you know, facts, maybe not.
Yeah, for me, music 10, choreography 10, and camera work was pretty good for a stage musical turned into a movie. I'll give that like a 7. And but when it comes to, you know, story, I'm a little bit more critical of it because I thought a bit more over it, and it got more shallow. It felt more shallow to me when I thought more about it. So it'd probably be like a 2 or 3 for me when it comes to the story.
2 or 3. We're gonna sum up now.
Who cares? Like overall, like because it's problematic when it comes to the historical interpretation, and it's also problematic when it comes to telling a story, and it fails on both fronts.
The slavery bit also, you know, the slavery
Yeah.
bit, you know, passing over it really lightly. It's,
Yeah, why are you brushing over problematic stuff? Like, I really hated that.
Yeah, you know.
And overall, I would give it like a 6. It's a decent.
Yeah,
It's a decent
so,
musical.
You know, on
and
average, we both give it 6.5 then.
yeah,
On average, yeah.
absolutely,
So it's
6.5.
a decent, good.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Ciao.